Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, welcome. My name is Celine. I help empaths on their healing, spiritual journey and stepping into their purpose. So in today's video, I want to have a check-in really and see how everyone's doing with the eclipse we've just had. Um, it does also tie into the ones that we had around April, March, April time. So anything that was kind of playing out at that time, you may see it coming back up again, and that's to kind of look back and reflect and maybe close any loose ends that could still be there from whatever was being shown to you at that time. So that's kind of different for everyone really. I know with me it's been massively about relationship dynamics with people on all levels. I don't just mean romance, with friendships and stuff as well. And yeah, really, that's what the eclipses are about. They're about bringing us into alignment on our spiritual paths, especially if you're having an awakening, you will feel these eclipses a lot more. And that's the purpose of them, really. So even though they can seem horrific at the time, especially if we go through those tower moments where everything seems to just disappear from our lives, relationships suddenly end, even if we don't want them to, things like that, and it can seem really chaotic, but it's ultimately leading you to where you need to be on your spiritual path, and also to bring in those people that are meant for you, because the chances are 9 times out of 10 the people that are leaving our lives are leaving for a reason. Either they have their own thing that they need to go off and do without us, or they might be toxic to us. And so, as they say, God's rejection is God's protection. Um, so it can be these kind of things really as to why they play out. So it is good to try and get in the mindset of blessings in disguise, although that can be really hard, especially if you're going through something maybe with your children or a narcissistic ex that's making your life like absolute hell. That can be hard in the moment, really, but it's something to kind of bear in mind and understand that this isn't happening because you're being punished or anything. It is happening for our betterment in the long run. So, I'm trying to think of an example of where this has happened with me. So, a few years ago, I was fully expecting to stay in this flat that I was in at the time. We were going through court with social services, my husband and we just split up as well. So he was kind of going his way, and I was going to stay in this flat. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know what was behind all that, and if you look back at the videos, you'll see. I will be doing a podcast though whilst we're on it. I'm going to do a 2-3 part podcast. It'll probably start next week, and I will be talking about my story from start to finish to now, with SRA and trafficking and mind control, and how it all works and how I was able to heal and overcome that. So I will be going into more details there. So that will be on my YouTube channel. It will be live. So if you want to sign up to YouTube, if you're not a member yet, a subscriber, then yeah, you want to do that, and then you'll be notified when I go live. But I will give announcements as well for that, as soon as I've got a date announced. So yeah, so I was going through this at the time. I was fully expecting to stay where I was, and we'd not long had an eclipse. It was about 2 weeks after an eclipse, and all of a sudden I got a phone call saying I couldn't stay in the flat that I was in. It was very unexpected. It was something to do with the tenancy issues, and not on my behalf. It was the other party. But I was then in a predicament because I was homeless. I was about to be homeless. So I had to make a choice, and I had to go and stay with a friend. And luckily enough, they had a spare room that I could go and stay with them. And so I did that. It was completely random, out of the blue. I had no idea why this was happening. I didn't know what I was going to do at the time. And obviously, there was that tower moment of that eclipse that I was like, oh shit. So anyway, I got to this person's house and it turned out that they were part of my past and something I needed to remember. As soon as I did remember that, I was swiftly out of there. That was all down to spirit as well. That wasn't even really me. That was like people stepped in to help me at the time. And I got a new place on my own. So I went through a lot of my healing during that point and kind of shifting into my soul purpose, who I am now. I'm still kind of molding into that really. I'm still getting there. It's all a process, it does take a while. So anyway, I eventually moved down here and I'm not far from Stevie Forkbeard that you may know from Facebook. So we meet up quite a lot. And we've also done some podcasts and stuff together. If you look back over the videos, you'll find him. And I could just see how it all progressed. So I'm not too far away from my kids. I'm like an hour and a half in the car. So I can go and see them whenever I want. And yeah, it's just all been a journey really of helping me discover myself, my past, who I am now. And it was the eclipses really that orchestrated all those things to happen. I mean, I could go into other examples as well where this is kind of played out, but I'll save that for other videos. But that's just to give you an idea really that although it can seem devastating at the time, try and keep going with it and taking the steps you're guided to take, because these things will bring you into alignment with where you're supposed to be going. If you're on a spiritual journey, you may not be, but the chances are if you're not, you won't be watching this video. So, this kind of, it'll go out to the people that need to hear the message really. That's how it all works. So yeah, I hope nothing major has been going on for you. You can drop a comment or a message if you do want to let me know. Um, Maybe I can give you some guidance or something. Because yeah, when you don't really know what's happening, it can be really hard, because you don't understand. You might think that you're being punished for some reason by the universe, and and it can seem like the end of the world. But as I say, a lot of the times they're removing people from your life that don't have a purpose there anymore. And that might sound quite harsh. I don't mean it like that. Um, but again, as you progress along this journey, you will see that for yourself. So I will leave it there for this video, I think. I don't feel like I explained that very well, really, but hopefully it's helped anyway. And as I say, you can get in touch if you need to ask any questions or pop them in the comments below. So I will get this podcast sorted out and get my story out there for next week. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So I will see you all soon. I hope everyone is well. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you in the next video.